Good afternoon, everybody. In today's video, we're going to be going over the trades that I took on MNDR and MAGN. Alright, let's take a look at them. First, we're going to go over the trade that I took on MNDR. Alright, there were two stocks running this morning on my watch list. MNDR, we'll look at that one first because it didn't play out the best. I was looking for a gap and crap. I could only locate 300 shares. It cost me $10 per 100 share lot, so $30 to locate those. I wanted to get a starter position of around 50 shares to start with a $1 per share risk size, going full size after confirmation. Alright, now that we go over that, this was my position average with the 300 shares. Once I got to it, 260 was my risk level, and I was looking to get out around 190. So I did get a starter position. We could jump over to the trading view. I got a starter position at 9:30, 50 shares at $2.50. That was my starter position. As we started to trend lower, I scooped up 30 more shares at 251. And then I grabbed 20 shares at 243, bringing my total position size to 100 shares. I then grabbed another 100 shares at 242, and another 50 at 241 and 50 at 239, bringing my position average to the $2.42 range. That's where the risk was set at high a day, which we'll take a look over here was, well, I mean, it traded higher, but at right here, 257, you can see up top right here, 257 was the high that I was risking off of. I gave it $3 or 3 cents of slippage, and I should have been paying attention to this more, but I was watching MAGN at the same time. I was watching two stocks today, trying something different, and I was looking for the stock to break below low a day, which was around 225, and we could not do that. It started to trend upward, and right at this trend line when this cracked at 942 and broke the 245 243 price range, that's when I should have exited my position. I would have got out for like a little loss, maybe like $5-10 plus the locates, but I did wait until 260 cracked and I got out at 264 all my position, and total loss on that trade was $60.38. You can see we got out at 264. I guess my average was 244 instead of 242. But yeah, $60.38 loss on that one. If we put it to the 5-minute chart and then zoom out a little bit, we can see that this stock kind of never really had a good short play on it. Once it cracked my risk level, it rode up to like the 270s to 80 area, 277 to 280. You could have got short there and risked off of that region and got out in like the 230s, but once again we never cracked low a day that I was looking for in the 220s, 225 area. It instead broke high a day later in the day and trended upward, closing near high of day. So this one wasn't it just wasn't a good stock for my pattern, I guess. Just one of those stocks. Alright, next let's go over MAGN. This stock was only up 38% when I was building my watch list pre-market. Here, let's zoom out a little bit. Right around here, as you can see, it spiked up pretty good. Around this region, the 1150s or higher, it would have been over that 50% threshold that I like to trade for gap and craps. But I was building my watch list around here when it was around $11. So it was a little bit low, but I figured it had room to spike up, and then we could have shorted it then. 300 shares were located for a total of $3 total for all 300, so $1 per 100 share lot. I wanted to get a starter position of actually around 30 shares, risking $1 to $2 per share. I didn't edit that. Going full size after confirmation. I didn't check the news. This was the market cap and everything like that. So Position average was 1148. I had 200 shares at that point. I did end up getting a fuller, all 300 shares on, and my risk was high a day, so that was an extremely high risk for my usual $60 risk tolerance. And I was looking to get down to the $9.50 region. So let's go over it. We'll jump to TradingView. Alright, let's take a look at MAGN. As you can see, I got 30 shares short at 1090 at 930, and then I grabbed another 20 at 1216 because we did spike up high into the 1230s. Then proceeded to spike all the way up to the 1250 area before crashing back down, and that's when I added 50 more shares on, 35 at 1155 and 15 at $11.42, both at 9:32 a.m. So bringing my total position to 100 shares. I then decided to short this bounce, 50 shares at $11.35, 50 shares at $11.65, and 100 shares at $11.92, bringing my average to $11.63. So $11.63 was my position size around here. And I was risking all the way off high a day at 1250, so that was like 90 cents. That would have been a $270 loss, so I was not really happy about my oversized, but I was feeling confident about the play, especially once we failed to break the 1190 region right here, $12 region. That's when I moved my risk from up here in the 1250s down to the 1190, 1195 area, especially as we started to trend lower. The stock opened up at $11, and that was the low a day until we cracked at $9.55, which is when I exited 100 shares, cutting my risk tolerance and just locking in some gains. I then covered 50 more shares at $10.76 and 50 more shares at $10.45, low of day at the time being $10.34. So that was a pretty good cover. I then left the house to go run an errand. My stock was well in the money, around $1 plus, $1.50 in the money. So I just went to run an errand real quick, and I was watching it while I was out and about, and I saw it trending higher. I noticed it could not break through the 1133 VWAP region. We did bust back into the $11 region. I was hoping that would hold right here, but it did continue to form support around the 1050, 1060 region, and then we did break into the $11 price area again. But VWAP was at 1133, and the MACD on the 5-minute chart was just starting to break down around this $11 region, 1133 area with the VWAP, so that was confirmation for me to stay into the position. But once it was kind of holding up at that 1050 area, I decided to get 25 shares out, or 50 out at 11 as soon as it broke that previous low a day area, just to get some out, and then I got 25 out at 1072. I locked in the rest of my gains at 1083. So a couple things to talk about this one. I was oversized, first of all, which no bueno. That could have went against me and wiped out significant portion of my account, so that's something I should not do moving forward. Although the trade worked in my favor, I should have locked in all the gains. Here, I'm moving that. Should have locked in all the gains down here in the $10.40 range. I should have locked in the remaining, here, what's that, 75, 100. I should have locked in all 150 right here, covered my position, and I would have locked in some better gains. And I ended off the day with a $243 profit and 44 cents, we'll call it right there, bringing the grand total to a $183.05 profit on the day. So some things to learn about this is have a little bit more patience to go full size on that MNDR trade. I got burned because I Had full size before the play fully developed. It didn't really break down too much to give me a good bounce to add in. I kind of chased weakness. And this one, it was some good entries. I like the confidence I had in the trade to play it out and risk off VWAP. You can see we did break down below the 1030 area. We never got to my $9.50 price target. I think we bounced off $10 area. I think $10 was low a day, but I played it nicely off the trend lines and off the indicators. I just was oversized, and I probably should have locked in all my gains at 1040 where I did. Alrighty, that's it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. Check out the live stream tomorrow, Friday, November 21st. We're going to be going live around 9:15 a.m. Be sure to check it out. Leave a like on the video if you learned anything new, and I'll catch you on the next one.